Hold on. I think I need to adjust this because this is like looking at the scale. Sit this. Should be looking at me. Oh wow! Look at that. That is crazy. All right, let me fix things. Let me fix things. Wow, so much better. Let me check to see if the sound is up and if everything is correct. Let me make sure this is a pop-up. I want to make sure I got the title right because I don't think I put pop-up in the title. It's not going to make or break anything, but I would like that to be correct. I don't know if I could change it. How do I get to it? I think the only way is to stop the stream. That's frustrating. Could go to I think I would have to refresh. Okay, wait, where's the edit button? There we go. Making sure everything looks right. Yeah. Okay. Looks good. All right, let's see if I sound good.
What would you say to men
in the commercials? Jeez. I got to get back on YouTube. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, let's face the camera this way. You guys, isn't this amazing sounding? All right, that is prepared. It looks better. I wonder if I can, let me just turn this down. I could say quality. I think it only goes to 80 HP. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That is perfectly fine that we have that. I am live. I am live. This is a pop-up. I don't think too many people should be on. I am scheduled for tomorrow, but I was so excited to test out the camera that I had to go live. And this is the result of my wonderful astronauts, because I had been saying, you know what, like I want the new camera so things can look better when we go live, and that I was saving up for it. And because of the support of this community, we now have a new camera with better quality so you can see things. Granted, my room's not the most aesthetic, but it doesn't matter. You know, the quality's better. Slowly but surely, things are improving, and I'm very happy about that. Let me start the poll. I was going to do cuisines, but, you know, I feel like we talked about it a lot. I think I had some questions. I wrote some down that I wanted to test out, but I think I have one that I would like the most. I got so much stuff on my phone. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Let's start a poll here to get in here. Not the Q&A. I want a poll. Unless you guys want to ask me questions. All right. Starting the poll, starting the live. Feels like a new vibe. Look at that. Jupiter's going into Cancer, and things are slowly improving, right? Because of you guys, you know, the channel has improved and I have a new webcam, and obviously, you know, I'm going to keep on improving. So right now I'm just creating the poll just to just to get a sort of like did I spell that right? I don't think I spelled that right. let me correct that. You know, your girl can't type and talk, you know. All right. Just to get the vibe going. I have my tarot cards ready in case anyone wants to come in with a question, but I just want to set this up properly. Oh, you can't answer the emojis? That's fine. All right, I started the poll. Poll is started. Woo! I'm so excited to be here, to be leveling up my channel, to have such an amazing audience who can allow me to do such things. It has been such a long journey. You know, I've been here for what? I have my channel for a couple of years. I will say this is the most consistent I've been, and I think because of the consistency and because I've had such great fans and supporters or followers or I don't what subscribers. I'm trying to figure out. So many different platforms have different names for it. Subscribers, that this can grow. Like, so I'm very happy that we're growing. Look at the quality, guys. Let me know if you like it. Let me know. I was excited to test it out. I was trying to figure it out yesterday. I have never bought a webcam before because I don't use webcams a lot, you know, at least not on my own computer. You know, I might use it at work, but so this is the first time I had to set one up for myself. And I was like, how does this work? I felt like an old person, like this new technology is foreign to me. But don't forget to answer the polls. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and let me know how things are going this weekend. Remember, Monday, Jupiter is moving into Cancer, and you're probably feeling it already. To be completely honest, you know, I've noticed when things start to switch over, it's more of a subtle change, right? Not unless it's like certain planets like Rahu, Ketu, that can be sudden. But Jupiter, you know, Jupiter gives a little bit of warning that they're knocking on the door. They're like, hey, I'm giving you a call. I'll be there in 30 minutes, right? So Jupiter gives you some time to set up. Saturn gives you plenty of time to set up, maybe too much time. Saturn gives you updates on the way, and people still don't listen. But, you know, so I am ready when you guys are. I'm just making sure that I have everything on the right spot. Okay. I'm just shuffling. I don't know why I'm yawning. I'm not that tired. You know, I felt like I've gotten really good rest these past couple of days. Maybe that is the part of the Jupiterian effect, because my sleep has already started to improve. And I'm just like, wow, I miss sleeping. I didn't even realize I wasn't dreaming before, but now I'm like, oh my God, I've been having more dreams lately. Normally I'm dreamless. I know it's weird, but now I'm like, oh, I got my dreams back. But you guys, let me know. Shuffling away. Today we're using the Van Gogh Tarot deck. I saw a Monet one and I thought about it, but I was like, you know what? I'm more of a Van Gogh girl. So we're sticking to the Van Gogh ones. I also got a new deck I think you guys are going to like. Like I said, I like to reinvest in the channel for you guys' benefits. Obviously, you know, to make sure that the communities continue to grow, that we have a lot of fun here, that we have a good time. That is the whole thing. It's all about, benefiting as a group, having a good time, enjoying our lives. That's what I'm here for. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to sit here and cards are shuffled, ready to go. Woo. Don't mind me yawning. Ignore the yawns. I'm thirsty though. I might have to go get some more water. Okay. I swear, I'm so obsessed with the quality. It's so nice. Right now, I shoot my videos in 4K. The lighting's a bit off, but that's because I mainly film at night. But, when I film in the daytime, it looks a lot better. I may upgrade cameras. No, lighting next, but we shall see. I think I want more aesthetics or something for you guys to look at. Because right now I have the 2 crystals. So I'm like, well, maybe I can do some more decorations. Because I used to do them all the time, but I was buying more cheaper decorations. I want something that's going to be more sustainable. I think that's better for the environment anyway. Don't forget to answer the polls. Oh, man. All right. Go to... Let me go to channel. Make sure. If anyone is on their computer, let me know how it looks from the computer. I mean, I'll get to watch it back, but still. Woo! Woo! Okay. Woo. Make sure all the cards are the right way. Sometimes they get a little mixed around. I think they are all predominantly the right way. All right. Woo. I don't know why I keep yawning. All right. Maybe I need a nap. Maybe I do. All right. Let me sit. Shuffle this a little bit. Let's pull some cards to get a collective feel about how the first week of Jupiter in Cancer will be. Why not? Why not do stuff while we wait? Goodness. It is my goal to learn to shuffle this way fast. I'm faster than I used to be. I guess it's just practice. All right. All right. Feels right. Wow. First week of Jupiter in Cancer. It'll be very 3 of Pentacles. So everyone's working away and feeling like they've completed a chapter, because the 3 of Pentacles is about completion, right? It's working together to complete a goal. And so it feels like the first week things are being wrapped up, with this Jupiter and Cancer energy. We're coming to a close on certain chapters. Since it's the 3 of Pentacles, more than likely we're talking about more material things and projects. It could even be in areas of like health and things along the lines of that. Like if you've had some health ailments, like let's say you were, on a medication for some certain thing, and you are with your doctor and you're working to find the right medication. Well, this week of Jupiter and Cancer is like wrapping that up, and you have finally found the right medication for whatever health ailment it can be to help you with that. That's something that can be very Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles can also represent that, we've hit a goal, right? We have reached something in terms of like, maybe we have finally saved up for like a vacation, right? And so now it's like, oh, finally, I have the right amount of money. And now I can actually go on that vacation that I have been dreaming about for so long. So we're wrapping up goals this week. We're wrapping up any sort of practical matter when we have this Three of Pentacles coming in for this Jupiter and Cancer week that we are going into, the first week. And I think that makes a lot of sense, right? It's a new transit. It's a new vibe. Things are coming to a close before they can start a new beginning. And Three of Pentacles is looking for more stability and a stronger foundation. And so maybe that's the next place that we're going to be moving as a collective. Finding stability, which in these times, I think a lot of people are looking for that. Let's see. We also got the star for the first week. So people are starting to feel a bit more hopeful, a little bit more at peace. And that makes plenty of sense following the Three of Pentacles. It's kind of like when you finish, like, remember if you were in school and you finish your homework and you're like, oh, finally, I get a break, right? Like I can finally do some things I want to do. It's a new day. I don't have to worry about this homework anymore. Yeah, there might be homework tomorrow, but that homework might be easier or something like that. So it is this feeling of relief. It is this feeling of peace and serenity for most people. This is the collective. In your own personal life, things might be a little bit different. But yeah, you start planning for the future. You start looking ahead. You start trying to figure out where you can find that next big piece of happiness. I always like to remember that the sun is the star is the sun. And so since the sun connects to joy, so does the star. The star is like, I'm thinking about my far off joy. I'm thinking about how I can create more happiness and fulfillment for me in the future. So I think people are starting to take on that perspective this week. And I'm going to pull one last card for Jupiter's energy. We got the Eight of Cups. Didn't I just say that we were saying goodbye to things and we were wrapping things up when it comes to the energy? So we're not only doing that with practical matters, but emotionally, we're all moving on and we're all growing and we're all going to different places. And since we have the Three of Cups and the the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups together, it seems like a lot of people are transitioning out of certain roles that they may have even played within their life. This is a time for, if you think along more practical matters, you may see people shifting jobs a lot more. So there could also be a shift in the economy when it comes to job availability. Because it's the Eight of Cups, it sounds like it might be for better, but we'll see, right? We'll see in the long run. It does show that people are feeling as though there is a certain weight being lifted off of them as they move into a new period. And also, it may even feel as though that some new goals and new intentions are being set, similar to the star card here. It's like people are no longer sticking to the same old. They're trying to rise above and find a different way of living. And I say that because the Three of Pentacles and all Pentacles connect to the house of Virgo. So it's like the house of your daily routine, right? And it seems like people are looking for something that will bring them more satisfaction in their daily routines when we're talking about the collective energies of the first week of Jupiter in Cancer. So that's really nice that we're having this almost goodbye party this week collectively. People are like, enough with this thing. It's time to move to the next big thing. I love that. And I hope that is especially applied to my astronauts here, and that we're all moving to a better place and we're all feeling like, yeah, it's time to go. It's time to get out of this situation. Doesn't do anything for me. I've completed this chapter, wrapping it up, whatever the case may be. We're all going through different circumstances in our lives. My new chapter is I've closed the chapter on the old web camera and I've gotten a new one that hopefully you guys really like and enjoy. And the thing I love about this camera is I can actually bend it down to see the desk. I don't know if you guys can look. You see my lap there? So you can. I just got to figure out because it is really wide. So I'm like, I don't want you guys to be like, let's look at the floor, but I'm going to look at it, how I can use it in different scenarios, and set it up. So maybe I can just like pull the cards out. Though I'm so some of you love seeing my wonderful face here, but it would be nice to just set that up to have the cards being like drawn out. It is really great that I can move it around and see things. Somebody clicked barely holding on for the energy. To be completely honest, you know what? I'm with you on that. That's exactly where I am. I'm barely holding on by a thread. If one thing goes wrong, not with the channel's actually, you guys are probably like one of the best parts of my life, but every other area is like, please, no more. Like I'm tired of this ish. Every single day it feels like whack-a-mole. Like you get rid of one problem and then there's another thing, right? That's it. I actually might be on Who Let Me Adult because I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired. I am so tired. Today I actually went to a making workshop. And I normally am so excited to like go try things and do things I've never done before. But today I was like, I don't even care. I'm just going to put on some whatever clothes and show up. And I looked like a soccer mom showing up to this place. I really had to drag myself out of bed and out of the house to go. And like I said, normally I'm super excited. I'm really adamant to go, but it was tough. I'm glad I did it, but I really am. I'm with you guys, barely holding on. We need some more answers and votes on the poll, guys. Feel free to give your thoughts on your current energy level and how you've been doing. How's this weekend going for you? If you have any plans coming up, I know it is Saturday night. And so some of you may have some plans. My plans, I actually finished them, guys. I finished all the readings for this month. And so I might start on the next reading for July tomorrow or tonight. We'll see. But that was my plan. And other than that, I plan to study. But yeah, feel free to get a reading or anything and vote on the polls. I'm trying to see where you guys are at. Are you guys in this space where you're thriving, where you're functioning, where you're barely hanging on like me? Or you're like, who even let me adult? I don't think I'm already just crashed and burned. Let me know how you've been and tell me what you think of the new camera and everything. I don't know. Can you guys see all my pores? I know there is an option. You could probably like download features and it gives even better quality. But I was like, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. I don't need to see everything. All right, guys, I might go get some more water and we'll wait a little bit more. See if anyone wants to come in, if anyone wants to ask a question. I will be here tomorrow my normal time, but we shall see. Because I do want to go for a walk while it's still light out. But you guys let me know. What are your thoughts or how you been? What's been going on and everything like that. I'll get some water, but just let you know, guys, I will be back. Oh, God. Whew. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. Oh, goodness. What in the world? Sorry, guys. I'm looking at my uploads to make sure it will upload. It takes a while because it's in 4K. And that is disappointing, but none I can do. Goodness. All right. All right. Whew. All right, I'm back. I'm back. All right, guys. Whew. Had to get some water. Feeling refreshed. But let me know what your current energy level is. Feel free to answer the polls or, put a comment in if nothing is suitable to you. If you're like, none of those options describe me. I'm a little bit different. I'm in a different place. All right. Woo. And if you weren't here before, I'm using my Van Gogh tarot cards. Let's see the moon here and everything like that. The Van Gogh style. I really like Van Gogh style. I think it's very pretty, especially the Starry, Starry Night. You can see it on the back of the cards. If you want, you can let me know your favorite deck. I do like seeing that and checking out different decks. There was a French deck someone recommended. I can't remember their name. I'll have to go back through the lives and see. But I am very interested in that deck. Let me get these cards. All right. Feel like I've got the energy reset for the cards. I'm always shuffling them. All right. Whew. Oh my goodness. Stretch, stretch. Gotta stretch it out. But, guys, tell me to feel how you guys are feeling, what your plans are for this month. I still have to create some plans for next week. I think I'm doing something. Oh. You know what? Let's do another collective. And we'll do a collective just for the astronauts collective for the month of June. I already have my June 2025 readings up. If you haven't seen them, feel free to check them out, like, share, comment, and let's get to a collective June for the astronauts. Whew. Let's do a collective June for the astronauts. Let's see how it will be for this astronaut community. All right, we pulled out the Fool. You know, everything's so fitting with the astrological shifts, right? We're talking about new beginnings this month. And the Fool card is really nice and refreshing, but at the same time, so unpredictable, so wild. It may feel as though you don't know what's coming next, and you may feel like you're encountering all sorts of events or situations that are completely foreign to you. It may feel a little bit like you're Alice in Wonderland this month. You know, you're stepping into a different world. The Fool definitely has a strong connection to unpredictability. Hey, Pink Champagne, gonna donate. Okay, let me know if it's like PayPal or Cash App, just so I can see. And let me know how you're doing, Pink Champagne, how your weekend's been. But the Fool is showing that things are going to be switching up for the Astro community. Okay, thank you. Let me make sure I have PayPal. I think I'm due. I was checking the lives. I wasn't sure if the mic would affect the camera would affect the mic or the lives. I don't know. I feel like technology, a lot of it's very integrated and connected with each other. But it sounds like things are switching up this month and getting a little bit wild. Doing great so far. Hope you're doing good also. You know what? I am doing good. You know, I feel like I have a more positive attitude, and I'm happy to hear that you're doing great too. Sometimes, you know, you get in a funk, and then one day it's like you get your groove back. Like you get your, what do you call it? Your zing, your vibe, moxie. I don't know, but it just feels like I'm back to center, you know. I hope you guys feel good too. Let's see another card for the collective for this month. We have the Page of Wands as well, another card representing newness. So we do know it's all about trying new things, putting yourself out there. The Page of Wands, you know, sometimes they don't think, they just do. A lot of impulsivity. So there's that. Post a queue on PayPal, but can also post here if you wish. I can look at the PayPal one, Pink Champagne. Let me get to it. Let me get to it. Thriving, half thriving, barely hanging on. All right. I'm glad somebody is thriving. Now, I don't know if I would say I was doing all that. Let me get to the thing. Where's not showing the question? Okay. Seize next actions. And I'm assuming you mean actions towards you. Okay. let's get into. I am, even when barely hanging on. Got to thrive. Got to thrive. That's good. Yes. I like that attitude. All right. The world. That's interesting because the world sort of represents a little bit of endings there in the Seven of Wands. So either this can represent an active effort, like let's say you guys were separated, then this can represent the ending of that separation. But if you guys were in contact or if you guys were in some sort of dating situation, it could mean that they may want to end that, or they may want to bring that to a close, or receive some type of closure. You said you travel also. That's pretty amazing. You know, having a life of travel is top tier. You're very lucky. Seven of Wands, though, is very interesting to me because this type of energy is very much like this person is pulling away. You said sorry you missed it and got an ad. Okay. What I was saying, I hate those ads. I thought I put them on conservative. But I was saying it's likely that they're trying to either literally bring this relationship or connection to a close. And I say that because the world card often represents ending, but then sometimes it can represent closure itself. The Seven of Wands is this very much like push away type of energy. It's very guarded. It's very much not wanting to let someone in. We're not together. Okay, that makes more sense. So if you guys have you been flirting? Have you been dating? Okay, just a crush. All right. Well, then that's very interesting because to me, the world card is usually a little bit more serious. It represents some type of interaction. The High Priestess, but I've been colder. Okay. I mean, to me, I feel as though this person, like you said, you've been colder. They're kind of taking that as a signal to keep their distance as well, with the World card, the Seven of Wands, and then I also pulled the High Priestess. These aren't cards of generally union or coming together. These are cards of kind of like pulling away, watching from a distance, kind of moving on, things along the lines of that. To me, it doesn't seem as though if you were hoping that they would start to pull towards you or if they would take an interest. I don't see that happening with this person. This person is more so focused on pulling their energy and towards achieving what they want to do in this life. They're looking at the long term. And a lot of their focus is on the work in front of them and their responsibilities. And with the High Priestess there, it seems to me as if they're not actively seeking a deep, meaning, fulfilling connection that's romantic, at least. It's more so that they are focusing on what makes them feel good inside, like what makes them feel like they are, alive and feel connected. Three of Swords again. Yeah. So, well, not again, but another card of like closure, another card of like pulling away, another card of like closing yourself off, not wanting to be in connection with someone. So to me, I think they're taking, like you said, like you're pulling away. They're like, okay, so maybe they've seen you around, they start to see you less, so they're just like, okay, I won't see this person as much anymore. They're really closed off to love, to be completely honest. Their energy is not focused on crushes or love or anything along the lines of that. It's possible even they themselves have gone through a heartbreak recently, or I don't know if it's recent, but they may not even be over it with this Three of Swords there. You said he won't see me for 2 weeks and then we see each other again. Okay, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. So to me, like I said, this person wants to have things closed. Like they want things to be the chapter to be done. This, like you said, this person, they won't see you for 2 weeks and they see you again. This person is very closed off to love. This person isn't looking for a deep connection. They don't want to form a bond. So their next steps would likely to, like I said, sort of just kind of a cut off contact and end any sort of interactions, flirtations. Like you said, pulled, like you said, you're going colder. They're going to go ice cold as well, to be completely honest. You know what? I feel like you deserve so much more pink champagne. Like you deserve somebody who is definitely going to be open to love, who has the capacity to care for you. Like you deserve way more than what this person is offering to you. You know, they don't seem to be open to caring for other people. They don't seem like they have it. This card flew. We have judgment. So yeah, the cards are kind of saying, you know, forget about this person, move on to someone else who is going to be more appreciative of your time and your energy. You know, judgment is all about letting things from the past just wash away and moving forward into a space that feels like completion, right? It's going to the world card. And so to me, it seems as though this chapter is over. This person is not right for you. And I like it too, because you're stepping into like your power. You're stepping into a place that you feel more confident within yourself when we have the judgment card. I do talk to a new someone. There we go. There we go. You got someone new coming. Oh, that's funny. I just pulled the Ace of Swords. Someone new. Someone new is on the way. And it does show that you've got plenty of time here. You really do. So cute. NC, who will I marry? And Pink Champagne, I'm wishing you the best of luck with this new person. And I just know you deserve way better than what this person has to offer. But hey, NC, glad to see you here. Yeah, I'm not too stressed about it, just working on myself. Thanks. You are welcome. Who will I, NC? I know, the most basic B question ever. No, it's a good question. Everyone wants to know, you know. That's why it's so popular. That's why everyone loves it, because everyone wants that love, especially the love of their life, which is hopefully who they marry. So let's see, who will you marry? Ooh, okay. These cards are coming out. All right. We have the Hierophant and the High Priestess together. You've got yourself someone very spiritually connected, right? They're both receiving messages from higher powers. They're both following some sort of strong guidelines and principles. So we know that this person has very strong morals, very strong principles, strong belief systems, and they have some sort of connection to a higher power that is very meaningful to them. You know, and not only that, but it does represent an element of intuition. It's seeming to me as though this person is more so in touch with not just maybe, you know, how guys are like, oh, we're logical or whatever. This person is definitely in touch with a side that's more sensitive, that is more connected to something that cannot be explained. And to them, it is almost like a pillar of their life. You know, it's just a very important area for them. Both of these roles also indicate a level of wisdom and guidance to others. So to me, it seems as though this person may be working as a guide or something along the lines of teacher, someone who is in a position where they are sharing knowledge to other people. That is something that is a factor in their lives. And it also can represent somebody having a very stable mind, right? Because we're looking at the high priestess, which is connected to the moon, and the Hierophant that's connected to Taurus. The moon is exalted in Taurus. And so when you have that, it's like the emotions are stable. They're not extremely reactive. They're someone who has a strong sense of emotional intelligence, and they are focused on making sure that they have good mental health. They do things to make sure that they are staying steady, that they're not falling off the rails. They're, they try to keep a steady baseline, and they try not to overreact to situations. They like to get a broader perspective of things. This is a very strong type of energy. It does represent a person who can be someone who likes their comforts as well. It's connected to both of the high priestess and the Hierophant are people who are like well taken care of because of what they have to offer. So to me, it's, yes, very grounded. To me, it seems as though, their skills or whatever it is that they're offering out into the world allows them to at least live in comfort. Like, this person isn't someone who has an average income. It's more than likely a little bit more above average, just with these cards alone. From that perspective, definitely someone who's private, since we have the high priestess here. They're not likely to just tell strangers their business. And then the Hierophant is also someone who, there is a sense of secrecy. Like, not everyone is given the same sort of knowledge or access when we have the Hierophant card there, especially since it connects a lot to religion. And that's something that happens quite often within religion. So to me, it just feels like this person is a little bit more higher up on the food chain when it comes to what they do for work. I'm going to pull some more cards for this person. Okay, so I pulled Justice for what their family is sort of like, and maybe a little bit more about their upbringing. So their family's pretty fair. They're pretty level-headed, similar like how he is very grounded, and it makes a lot of sense. Justice card is interesting too, because it also could represent that they have a family of entrepreneurs, or they could have a family that is focused on literally things connected to justice, legal matters, like, oh, I come from a family of cops, I come from a family of lawyers, or things along the lines of that. But overall, the characteristics of Justice represent integrity, represents truth, represents seeking balance and fairness. And so it seems to me as though his family has taught him a strong sense of principles here, has been a strong guideline when it comes to who this person is as a person. They really molded having these strong moral characteristics to them. So you would expect this to be the type of person who isn't going to be extremely judgmental towards people. Once again, this is all about forming and connecting when it comes to others. So it's not a very closed off, isolated, we don't talk to those type of people, type of energy. They treat everyone fairly. They don't judge them by their appearance. Like, their family is very much taking a higher sort of perspective there. And then also I get Justice in general, just to represent, he might come from a family of talkers. They like to talk, they like to run their mouths, like they not saying that they're telling all their business, but they might be very communicative. He has a very welcoming type of energy when it comes to their family, welcoming but very serious. Okay, I do want to say that. Let's find out some more about this person. Okay, we've got the Fool. So they are open. I mean, that kind of just goes into what I said before, how they're open to like different types of people and they have an open mind, which makes sense connected to their family. We also got the Eight of Cups. So this type of person, to more than likely, they have to have a sense of freedom. They don't like to feel as though everything is always routine all the time. They want to feel a sense of adventure when it comes to life. And so when we have the Fool there, it could literally connect to this is the type of person to like to travel, especially connected to the Eight of Cups, which is also going on a journey. So you might find that this person travels a lot. They're always looking to improve. They don't stay stagnant. Nothing about the Fool or the Eight of Cups is stagnant energy. You have people who like to do the same things over and over again, and there's nothing wrong with that. That is their nature. That's what makes them happy. This person, they've got to switch it up every once in a while. They have to go explore. They have to go expand their mind. They have to, reach new horizons. So there's a strong sense of adventure when it comes to this person. And let's see a little bit more about their reputation. We have the Ace of Wands. So they're sort of known for being very enthusiastic and someone who always has some new idea or new thing that they are interested in, or somebody who can be very, what do you call it? Like full of life. Those people who just have a big energy. That when they enter the room, you're like, oh my gosh, it's this person. They're so much fun. They're so exciting. They always have like a crazy story to tell, or they know how to captivate you and draw you in and things along the lines of that. The Ace of Wands is very much excitable, fun, friendly type of energy. Someone who, can't sit still, someone who really enjoys pretty much living a fun and fulfilling life. So they have a very fun reputation. Like they're known for being a good joy to be around, somebody who is never really, what's the word for it? You have some people who are kind of like Eeyore and the energy is very low. Their energy is very high energy. So I hope that you like the high energy to them and their personality. And Ace of Wands can also represent somebody who's very much a jokester. And we also have the Fool card there. So there is something about this person's personality that loves to tell a lot of jokes, This card kind of flew out. Ace of Pentacles, focusing once again, though, that they may be high energy, that they may be very much an excitable person, they're still grounded. They're still stable. They're not going to make any decisions that are going to be completely irrational and blow up their lives, right? You said, I do like that in a person. I get bored easily. That's great because you won't get bored with this person. It seems to me like they are very much on the go. They've got things to do. They've got plans to make. Very smart individual, comes from a pretty good, fair, balanced family that they themselves may even be like highly educated. I say that because we got the Hierophant there, and I can get that card to represent education, especially when we're talking about, with their family being like very justice card oriented. Sometimes that connects to education as well, or at least knowledge and research. And so something about this person is very down to earth, very approachable, very kind person. Like they treat people with respect. They're known for that. To me, it seems like a really great person in general. Very positive attitude. I'll say that. I do want to draw last One last card to get you guys' dynamic together. The dynamic is the Two of Wands. So you guys are more like, let's sit and like plan our adventures together. It's almost like you guys are both looking towards the future and figuring out what you want to do next. And the thing I love about the Two of Wands too is the Two of Wands represents marching to the beat of your own drum. So this is not like a stereotypical relationship. If that's what you were looking for, that's not what it is. You guys make your own rules for what you guys are looking for in a partnership. You're not basing it off of any sort of traditions or mirroring any other relationships. You're like, we're doing what's right for us. We're doing our own vibe, our own thing, independent from others. We make our own rules for what works for us. So that's very much your dynamic with this person that you are going to marry and see. And obviously, the Two of Wands can also be very fun as well, because there is a sense of uniqueness and taking your own path and being very innovative. And like I said, looking towards the future. So you guys really like to make a lot of plans together and making sure that both of your plans align for how you envision the future. Very much like we like to plan everything together, couple. Let me know what you think, NC. Oh, let me drink some water. Losing my voice. Okay. And don't forget to tell me what you think with the polls. What's your current energy level? We've got it a three-way tie between thriving, barely hanging on, and who let me adult. Me, I'm more of a barely hanging on, but I am more in a positive place right now, even if I'm still barely hanging on. But you guys tell me. Tell me where your energy is at right now. You said, I think I know, then to be honest makes sense. Mm-hmm. I do hope you meet this person sooner rather than later. I know we all want to meet that. Well, I'm not going to say all, but most of us want to meet. You say you think you know them. Oh, wow. That would be incredible if it's the person that you're thinking of. I hope you guys get together then. Oh, barely hanging on is in the lead. Barely hanging on. We're all going through it. Me too. He's awesome. Go get your man, NC. All right. Barely hanging on is in the lead. It looks like a lot of us are in that state where we're tired. It's midway through the year, and woo, we've been going through it. Woo. And let me know what you guys think of the new camera. I said, why did they let me adult? I'm sorry, NC. That you must be in a tough place right now. But hopefully it won't be there for much longer. I hope, with the energy shift with Jupiter and Cancer, that things start to move in a different direction for everyone. I know things feel, a little bit heavy right now, or maybe a lot heavy, but but I am hoping for something positive. If not, create the positivity for yourself, do things that you love, hang out with people you love, Life is short, so we don't want to spend it tired and barely hanging on and questioning why anyone let me adult. So yeah, I live with my mom until grad school happens, and my boss is evil. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know what that's like. I am so sorry. Yeah. When do you start grad school? Is it in the fall? That's going to be a new ride, you know. Oh man. So many of us have terrible bosses. August. Oh, great. Perfect. Sooner rather than later. So you get a vibe change in August. Moving on to something new. I hope that changes things. And I hope you get a new job, you know, for sure. I think a lot of us want to find that right job that will just not, you know, destroy us mentally. And then we can still relax and have fun and have a good life. And congratulations on getting into grad school. I don't know if I've said it before. All right. You guys, let me know if anyone else would like to ask a question. Woo! And feel free to let me know what you've been doing with your weekend so far. I was just talking about earlier how I decided to take a beat making class, and that was fun. I was barely hanging on, so I almost didn't go, but I'm really glad I did. And it ended up putting me in a better mood. So that's how I've been spending my weekend so far. Woo, another card. All right, we got the Hierophant here flying out. And tell me if you have any shows you're watching, if you're going to any concerts, if you're going to have a nice brunch. I know in this area, in the DMV area, brunch is a big thing. People love brunch. People absolutely adore it. They get dressed up. They do their whole thing. Brunch is a whole thing here. Let me tell you. I haven't been to brunch in a while because it's tiring, man. Let me tell you. You know, you get up really early and then you basically, you know, party all day and then you have to go to work tomorrow. And it's like, you guys, this is tough. I can't do it anymore. See, the 4 of Swords flew out. Even the tarot cards are like, yep, you're tired. You're retired from that. You need to rest. My tarot cards agree. Another one came out here. We got the 8 of Swords. All right, maybe they want me to go out sometimes. But let me know what you guys are planning, what you're doing, what you're up to, what you think of the new camera that you astronauts have allowed me to get through all of your support. I am just so grateful and happy. I think the quality is really great. It's less grainy than before. It's now in 1080p. So hopefully you guys like the change. You know, slow improvement, slow and steady wins the race. Remember the story of the turtle and the hare? So slowly making improvements, slowly upgrading. And I was just saying earlier how I bought a pack of cards, which I think you guys are really going to like. So I'm always trying to reinvest and make things better and improve. So hopefully you guys like the improvements. Don't forget that the new reading will be out this Thursday, as always. Well, next Thursday. And I will be live tomorrow as the time is posted. This is more of a pop-up that I was doing because I was really excited about my camera and I couldn't wait another day to just pop on and talk to you guys and say, look, it's so cool, right? You guys can see me better. I don't know why I'm waving, but you can see me better. And I'm very happy about it. So I had to pop on and say, look what I got. I feel like a kid in a candy store. I'm so excited. And what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, last week to get a reading. It closes out Sunday. Have to close it out. I am currently studying for a certification. And so I've got to grind away and focus on that. So if you don't see me pop up as much because I'm studying, I actually really do got to study a bit more and step it up. And wish me luck on that. And then obviously things are the same as normal. You know, the videos will be out as normal, as planned every Thursday. Still going to pop up on the weekend. May try to pop up during the week. It's either going to be Monday or Thursday because that seems to be the best time. So look out for that. And that is what I have to say. You guys let me know if you have any more questions. And I'll close out in about 4 minutes. Okay. And if you were on earlier, you heard the collective for the astronauts and for the Jupiter entering Cancer this week. This month, we're off to a new start. We're closing out chapters. And it may even just be smaller chapters, you know, like I did. I closed out the chapter of the webcam with the new cam. That's a closed chapter, technically, small chapter, but it is a closed one. And we're moving on to something better and more improved. So it could be small things like that in your life that could be going on for you. And there's all sorts of positive things that can be to come when it comes to things that are happening and changing within your life. Doesn't have to be some major event all the time. Sometimes it's a very small thing, but it makes a difference. It makes a big difference. At least that's how I see it. All right, I'm going to close out the polls because we only have a few more minutes. And I think everyone's voted that wanted to vote. And we have barely hanging on for the win. People are tired. People are tired. Understandably. This has been a rough year. Has everyone felt that? Am I just making that up? I feel like this year was tough. Like it's been tough so far. I did expect it to be a little tough, but I didn't expect it to be this tough. But you guys let me know how the year has been for you so far. Or even how this month has been. We're only 7 days in, so you know it doesn't really like get juicy till mid-month, really. I mean, well, sometimes, but we're only a few days in. Mm-hmm. And obviously, I got to promote it. Don't forget to check out my June 2025 readings. I just finished filming the July ones. You know, I'm an early bird, so I like to go early and make sure that, you know, that content is up. So if something happens, you know, I get sick, you guys still have videos to watch. That is, I think, all the announcements I wanted to make. And I'm really happy that you astronauts have allowed my channel to grow and improve. And we have a fresh camera for the lives. We have options for pop-ups now. You guys have helped me in so many different ways with crystals and making so many improvements and just bringing more joy and happiness into my life. So I hope I can do the same for you guys who've been so great to me. All right. Don't forget to come by tomorrow. That live is scheduled because I know a lot of you astronauts like the scheduled lives better so you can plan. You don't have to just be on YouTube and then see me pop up. So I will be live tomorrow if you want to ask any questions. And then the next pop-up, I probably won't pop up till Thursday because, like I said, I'm doubling down on the studying. And that is what I have to say. You know, that's what I have to say. Many thanks, many well wishes. Have a beautiful weekend. Go outside, get some beautiful fresh air. That's what I'm going to do. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye, Marlon.